Mr. Martin, coming to you then, do you think airlines could have perhaps managed the situation better had they preempted this problem?
Okay, first up, I completely disagree with Captain Wadia. The truth is, the FDTL regulation was in circulation 2 years ago for industry comment. Every airline put its comments for the new FDTL regulation, which takes care of crew fatigue. It is a safety element where crews were flying non-stop consecutive night flights. Okay, so this regulation is not new. 2 years ago, it was put as draft circulation. It was brought for airlines to comment. Every airline commented on it. Airlines were given 9 months to comply. Air India complied, Akasa complied, SpiceJet complied. Indigo did not comply because Indigo from the start was opposing this regulation. From the start. Okay, Indigo knew very well they had to comply by November. They had to set in crew recruitment. They had to hire people. Whatever it was, they had to set in the procedure to implement this DGCA CER. Now, by them not factoring it, this is nothing but a very cheap and a vulgar pressure tactic that the airline is imposing on travelers and passengers across India. This is very underhanded of Indigo and very unbecoming of Indigo being the market leader, the largest airline in the country. On the contrary, Indigo should be leading by example. But Indigo using this as a pressure tactic to arm twist the DGCA and change the FDTL regulation, which makes pilots more fatigued, is extremely unethical. And in today's meeting with the DGCA will demand answers, and there will be a financial penalty on Indigo. Eventually, we have to understand who is suffering in this. This whole thing is where the passenger suffers, and it is not right. The ground reality is
definitely. So strong words are coming in from Mr. Martin, and definitely government is accountable, even airline is accountable. But we will discuss this matter in detail. It is the time to take a very short commercial break. Do stay with us. Welcome back after the break, and we are discussing the matter of flight cancellations, and Indigo has definitely put out a statement saying there are several factors which are leading to it. But to discuss the matter in detail, we have with us Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, before the break, you were saying that the airline is responsible, the government is accountable, but today DGCA has called for a meeting. What should be the action according to you?
So, it's very clear that all airlines were given 2 years to comment, 9 months to implement. Everyone has implemented this civil aviation regulation. Now, Indigo did not implement it, and we are dealing with this. Now, DGCA takes it very strictly and takes stern action if an airline has not implemented this CAR. In such cases, DGCA will impose a very stringent financial monetary penalty on Indigo to pay up for this. The second thing which I want to highlight here is that if Indigo cannot operate these flights, the DGCA has every right to transfer these flights to Indigo, to Akasa and to SpiceJet with the pure interest that the Indian traveler, the consumer, does not suffer. We are dealing with a winter schedule. Winter schedules are already difficult to manage with fog, with adverse weather conditions, with the cold. In all of this, Indigo at this time cancelling flights because they did not plan for crew with the new CAR is a pure airline. The airline is solely responsible, and the DGCA and the ministry, this is a good time for them to crack the whip. They need to throw that stick out and discipline Indigo, because enough is enough. Look at this. I just saw the videos from your channel. People are suffering in all major airports of this country with no water. Their travel is disrupted, their work is disrupted. For what? One airline is holding the whole nation to ransom? That is not right. And I know for sure that the DGCA is not going to take this lightly.
Okay, so that's the view coming in. But Mr. Martin, if you can tell us, do you think the problem is likely to be resolved in the next 24 to 48 hours? Because Interglobe Aviation has said that it will be solved in the 48 hours. But is it realistic?
With that 48-hour statement, Indigo's actually dug its own grave. If it was 48 hours, they could have done it 1 week ago in 48 hours. Why are they doing it now in 48 hours? Because the DGC is threatening action on them and financial fines of at least 5 crores. That's why. The truth is, this was a pressure tactic, a very underhand pressure tactic. And if you really had to solve it in 48 hours, आप उसको पहले क्यों नहीं करते थे? अभी क्यों कर रहे हो? The reality is there is no magic wand to this. You cannot hire pilots overnight. You have to make the regulation work. If DGC says, if Indigo says 48 hours में सब ठीक हो जाएगा, इसका मतलब इनके पास solution है और ये साबित आता है सबके सामने कि इन्होंने ये जानबूझ के किया है. And that is not right. They are the largest airline in the country, by market share, by standing, by growth, by fleet. For an airline to be an airline of such a stature, to play such tactics is very unethical and unbecoming. And first of all, in my personal view, if you're asking me, it will not take 48 hours. It will take at least 5 days, 5 work days, because the pilots also have to be scheduled for those flights. If you have a pilot who has to take a flight from Chennai to Bombay, you need to fly him from somewhere to Chennai. It takes time. You need to give him the crew rest. So this is not something which can be fixed in 48 hours. And if they fix it in 48 hours, that means it just gets proven in front of everybody that
All right,
Indigo
Mr. Martin,
the deliberate step.
Mr.